Here is the Vexilar Fl-20, now the world's most advanced three-color flasher fish finder. Dave Genz, the father of modern-day ice fishing, will show you how to use your new Fl-20 effectively on the ice.
Hi there. It's going to be a great day of fishing because today I get to use the most advanced three-color sonar system in the world, the Vexilar Fl-20. The Fl-20 is without a doubt the ultimate in flasher sonar technology. I know a lot of people think that because the Vexilar uses flasher display, it must be old technology. Well, I'll agree the concept is not new, but the advancements made by Vexilar to the flasher technology has truly revolutionized the fishing world. The cutting-edge Vexilar flasher technology used in the Fl-20 might seem intimidating at first, with flashing lights and all, but don't let that intimidate you. Heck, it only has 3 knobs to master, no confusing menus to sort through. Best yet, it only takes a few quick adjustments and you're good for all day. I used a simple 5-step process for easy setup at the start of every day. First, the battery. Second, the transducer. Third is the gain knob. Fourth is the mode knob. And fifth is the range knob. Your Fl-20 will be ready to use after you master these 5 easy steps.
Even before venturing out onto the lake, be sure you have a fully charged battery with good electrical connections. There's nothing worse than getting to your favorite spot only to find your flasher will not run due to a dead battery or bad connection. The #1 reason for unit failure is power supply problems, so don't let a dead battery ruin your day on the water. Vexilar offers several beam angle configurations in our exclusive ice-ducer/transducer systems. Now your system could come with any of these. Whichever style you have, be sure your transducer is plugged in and tightened down. Also, check the cable for any cuts or breaks. Make sure your stopper is in place and that your float, if you intend to use it, is in good condition. The alternative to the float is the support eye bolt. This can be a handy option for thin ice conditions. Simply remove the float like this and set the stopper into the eye bolt. When you're not fishing, be sure to use your transducer nest to store your ice deucer. This will keep it from being damaged during transport. The gain controls how much signal you see on the circular display. It does not affect how much power your flasher is putting out. Rather, it controls how much of the signal that bounces back to the transducer is amplified. Keep the gain control set low. Turn it up only when you need to. Generally, you'll want to set the gain by the appearance of your fishing lure, setting the gain so that your bait is shown as a steady green line. The range control sets the depth that the flasher will read to. There are 5 ranges available: 0 to 20 feet, 0 to 40 feet, 0 to 60 feet, 0 to 80 feet, and 0 to 200 feet. To determine the depth, simply match the color that the range knob is set to the corresponding color scale on the circular display. For example, if the range control is set to the yellow 20-foot setting, look to the yellow ring on the display. If the range knob is set at the orange 60-foot scale, look to the orange ring on the display. To read the 200-foot scale, you must multiply the reading shown on the yellow scale by 10. Also, notice the 0 to 20-foot low-power range setting. This sets the range to 0 to 20 feet, but with the output power of your unit reduced by 50%. Now, when you're fishing in waters with lots of weeds, or maybe even large schools of fish, you will find that the lowest setting on your gain is simply not low enough to clearly understand the signals below. With the 20-foot low-power mode, you can cut the output of your unit by 50% to make it easier to find true bottom in the weeds, or to make it easier to find your bait within a school of fish. Now here's an example of a thick weed bed in normal mode. Here's what it looks like in low-power mode. See how easy it is to find true bottom in the low-power mode? This is one of the true advantages of Vexilar flasher technology.
Well, we're out here doing a little perch fishing, moving around from hole to hole here. So we're going to set it up here first. We're going to wet the transducer. You can see it's got a lot of ice on it here. I'm just going to rub it on my pant leg so that's nice and clean when I put it down into the hole. Second, I'm going to make sure the gain is on 0. I've got in the day mode, full view screen. Then I'm going to turn on to 20 foot, and you see I have no bottom signal. So now I'm going to put to the 40 foot, and there I have the bottom at about 29 feet.
All Vexilar flashers utilize a 3-color display system. The colors are designed to give you more information about the strength of the signals being displayed. Red represents the strongest of the return signals. Green represents the weakest of the return signals. And orange represents medium strength signals. Using this information, you can get a better understanding of the conditions below you. When a fish first comes into view of your flasher, it will be shown as a green color. This is because it's far away from you and thus appears as a weak signal. However, when the fish gets closer, the signal will get stronger. The color will turn from green to orange, then to red as it reaches the center of your transducer's cone. The Fl-20's mode control operates the unit's day and night modes and controls the auto zoom feature. The 3 selections on the right or yellow side operate the flasher unit in the day mode, where the flasher's display is set to full brightness for maximum daylight visibility. The 3 selections to the left or red side set the flasher unit into night mode display. In this mode, the flasher display brightness is reduced for more comfortable viewing at night or in low light conditions. For both day and night modes, the first selection is the full view setting. This is the normal viewing mode that shows the entire water column using the full circular display. The full view on the yellow side will be where you will normally operate the unit. Switch to the other mode settings only when desired. The next section is for the 6-foot auto zoom. In this mode, the circular display is divided in half. The right half shows the entire water column from top to bottom. Read the depth using the red and white scale. The left half now shows a magnified view of only the bottom 6 foot. The bottom is here. Now this area becomes the zoomed-in display of only the bottom 6 foot of the water column. The wide white scale shows the depths within the zoom area. The next zoom setting is for the 12-foot auto zoom. This mode works identically to the 6-foot zoom, except the magnified area is now 12 feet above the bottom. If you remove the transducer from your hole, say when moving from spot to spot, be sure to reset the zoom by switching back to the full view mode momentarily or turning off your unit and turning it on again. This will ensure the zoom remains accurate.
One of the great features in the Vexilar FL-20 is the auto zoom mode. Let me show you how that works. First, we're going to wipe the transducer on my pants, put it down in the hole. We're going to turn the gain knob down as low as it'll go. We're in the full view mode. We're going to turn to the 20-foot scale. There's nothing on the dial. 40-foot scale. There's the bottom. Okay, we're going to switch it to auto zoom. Now we see the bottom 6 feet on this side of the dial and the entire water column on this side. We also have a 12-foot zoom. Now we see 12 foot on this side of the dial and still the entire water column on this side. We're going to go back to the 6 foot because I want to see what's close to the bottom. Now we're going to take my jig and lower it down into the hole, and we're going to watch my hook sink down on the dial. There goes my hook down there. See it going down? Going down, going down, going down. You know, it's getting a little weak there. I'm going to turn the gain up a little bit so that I can see it all the way down. Okay, as I'm getting down close to the bottom here now, you'll see it'll start to show up on the other side of the dial. There's my hook right there going down, and there's some fish down there by the bottom. Now I can see them clearly on the auto zoom side, and you'll see on the other side you can barely see that. So the auto zoom enhances that bottom so you can see them bottom hugging fish like these perch that we're fishing here. When two Vexilars are fished close together, you can get interference in the form of lines spinning around the dial. Each Vexilar has a built-in interference rejection, but only one needs to be adjusted to eliminate the problem. Simply push in the gain knob on the FL-20 until the lines go away. And now you can fish right next to another Vexilar without any interference problems. Well, now we'll see if we can catch one of these bottom hugging perch that we're fishing for here. We're going to lower the hook down. Here you'll see it going down on the right side of the dial. Can't see it very well. I'm going to turn the gain up a little. There goes my hook down right here. We can follow it all the way down. Now when I get down close to the bottom 6 feet, it's going to show up on this side over here. There it comes. There's my hook. Clearly you can see it on that side. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, bounce the jig into the bottom, and then I'm going to start picking it up. I like to tease them fish up as high as I can. See them fish coming up on the dial there? Up, up, up. A lot of times the higher you get them, the easier they are to catch. There, I got them. Okay, well, it feels like a good one. Oh. Now there was a nice perch. The auto zoom mode in the FL-20 is one of its best features. It can help you catch bottom hugging perch like this one. I just let it go fast until I get it to so I start to see it, then I can close up the bail and start fishing. And you can see they're just roaring right up to it. And I can see exactly what's going on down there because I have my FL-20 in the auto zoom mode. If you're fishing crappie where they're suspended way up off the bottom, you really don't need the auto zoom mode because they can't hide. They're way up off the bottom. But these bottom hugging fish, especially if they're on some drop off, sometimes they get hard to see close to the bottom. But the auto zoom mode allows me to zoom right in on them fish that are on the bottom. And they are down there. I'll tease him up, tease him up. Here he comes, here he comes. That's what these fish are feeding on. They're feeding right off the bottom. So that's why we needed the AZ mode so that we can see them fish when they're close to the bottom and we know that they're down there. Got to get a little more bait on there. Just hooking them larvae right on the end. You can see that I've been fishing for quite a while here and I haven't got many left. So it means it must be time to go home pretty soon if I'm out of bait. But I got a few more on there. I like to slide the knot around the eye of the jig so the jig hangs more horizontal. It'll make it show up really well on the dial on your FL-20. Well, there you have it. You are now ready to master the 3 control knobs on your Vexilar FL-20. With this knowledge, you will be able to effectively fish almost any situation. Well, it's time for me to stop talking and actually start fishing. But first, I want to again review the 5 steps to set up my Vexilar each day one more time.
Your new Vexilar flasher is sure to give you many hours of great fishing fun. Just remember these basic steps we've talked about today. Battery. Make sure you have a full charge and good connections. Transducer. Make sure your transducer is in good condition and properly connected. Gain. Keep the gain low. Only turn the gain up when you need to. Range. Always use the shallowest range you can for the best resolution. Mode. Use the day full view normally and other modes when desired. And remember to check your Vexilar owner's manual for more insightful tips. And if you get a chance, check out Vexilar.com for up-to-date fishing tips and information that'll make you a better fisherman. That's www.vexilar.com.
Best of luck. I'm Dave Genz, and I won't go fishing without my Vexilar. We'll see you on the ice.